In Star Wars: The Old Republic, you can craft yourself many different types of items, including armor, weapons, dyes, and even color crystals. But did you know that Cybertechs can craft speeders as well? If you have a character who has the Cybertech crew crafting skill, there are 7 different speeders that you can craft, but none of these schematics are available directly from the trainer. They must be found or bought from the GTN. Cybertechs cannot craft any speeders by default. The first speeder that you can craft for yourself with the Cybertech crew skill is called the Custom Built Hoverbike, and it requires Cybertech level 150 to craft. And this speeder is not the most beautiful, it's just meant to be a low-level craftable speeder. It's a tan color and it kinda looks like a rideable lawnmower. This speeder would be great if you want a really low-level, inexpensive-looking speeder, for example for your low-level bounty hunter or smuggler. This schematic doesn't seem to be too rare, so if you don't happen to pick one up along the way, definitely check the GTN. There should be quite a few available as long as your server's active. The second speeder that you can craft for yourself is called the Custom Built Speeder Bike for Cybertech level 300, and this one is a huge upgrade in style. Instead of the stand-up style of the previous model, this one is built more like a motorcycle or a bicycle. And this one is more like a traditional speeder. And it's also got a really nice color scheme going on. It's a dark gray and light gray, and it has kind of orange bits and pieces as well as orange exhaust. This schematic also isn't too rare, you can usually find it on the GTN as well. If you're new to crafting and have never crafted before and want to be able to craft these, you'll need to pick the Cybertech crew skill. To start crafting, go to the Republic or Imperial fleet and look for the crafting and crew skills section of the fleet on the map. There you'll be able to find trainers that will show you how to start crafting. The third speeder that you can craft for yourself is called the Hotrigged Speeder Bike for Cybertech level 400. And of the original 3 speeders that you could craft when the game came out, this is the rarest and definitely the best looking. It is a solid red color, very similar in shape and style to the speeder bike earlier, but it is very hard to find the schematic for this. Both when I originally started crafting these and when I checked right before this video, I was only able to find one schematic on the GTN, so it might be very hard to get a hold of it. Just keep checking the GTN until it comes up. A while after the game came out, 4 brand new speeders were added to the crafting rotation. I believe these came out with the Shadow of Revan expansion. And these are the 4 Vectron crafted speeders, and these are very fun. They're all vaguely the same shape, and they all require Cybertech level 500 to craft. But they all have something very unique on the back of the speeder that celebrates the 4 main gathering crew skills. There's one for slicing, bioanalysis, scavenging, and archaeology. The 4th speeder that you can craft for yourself is the Vectron Slicer, and of the 4, this one has the least exciting stuff on the back. It has a kind of slicing nodule attached to the back of the speeder, and it's a bright, light cream yellow. These schematics are very, very common, so if you haven't already picked one up through your various gathering skills, don't be afraid to check the GTN for a price on these ones. They're pretty cheap. The 5th speeder that you can craft is the Vectron Bioanalyst. It also requires Cybertech 500 and has something really neat on the back. It's kind of a light tan color with orangish, light brownish accents, but on the back it has really strange Star Wars: The Old Republic plants that I don't think I've ever seen before, really odd vegetation, something only a bioanalysis could love. What's neat about these Vectron speeders is on top of the cool stuff on the back, they also have some really nice details. For example, there's wood veneer on many of the panelings, and there's also the wood sideboards to hold the stuff in the back as well that has a really nice pattern to it. The 6th speeder that you can craft is the Vectron Scavenger. Once again, Cybertech 500, and this one has a really nice color scheme. It's a bright white color, and it has a kind of chestnut brown wood paneling on the sides. And this speeder is perfect if you've always wanted to haul around a hunk of junk in the back of your trunk. And like I said, these schematics are super common, so if you just want to pick up one of each, go wild. You're not going to break the piggy bank. The 7th and final speeder that you can craft using Cybertech, with schematics found on the GTN or through luck, is the Vectron Archaeologist, once again requiring Cybertech 500. I really like this one, save the best for last. It is a light silver color and it has orange and brown highlights, but what's absolutely spectacular is what is in the back of the trunk. The Vectron Archaeologist obviously is celebrating the archaeology crew skill, and in the back there's a whole pile of crystals. There's blue crystals, green crystals, red crystals, and they all have a really nice soft glow to them. This speeder would be absolutely perfect for anyone who has a character that has any interest in crystals, whether they have a Jedi, a Sith, or just someone who's an entrepreneurial bounty hunter or smuggler. Just a really pretty looking speeder, especially bonus points if you happen to have a lightsaber that matches the crystals in the back. And there you have it! There's 7 different speeders that you can craft with the Cybertech crew skill in Star Wars The Old Republic. If you enjoyed this video, it's the final one in a series about all the cool things that you can craft in Star Wars The Old Republic, without needing too many special schematics. This one's a bit of a cheap video. I really wish there was some speeder bikes you could craft by default with Cybertech. If you want to see more of the cool stuff you can craft, I've made videos covering all the different armors for each class. For synth weaving and armor mech, I've shown off color crystals and dyes by Artifice. And I've also shown off the weapons that are crafted by Armstech. If you want to show your support for this series, or to have similar videos show up on your YouTube homepage, subscribe to this channel. Before I go, since this is the conclusion of this series, I really want to thank everyone who visited the channel and commented about all the things they'd like to see, requests, and suggestions. I also want to thank my guild, especially the crafting department, who made it really easy for me to get the materials I needed to craft all the millions of things for this series. Thank you guys. And thank you everyone who shows their support. This channel's been really fun, and I'm looking forward to seeing what I'll be covering next.